So how do you get a crease out of this so that you can send it in and maybe get a high grade comic book like this 9.2 Shadow? Stay tuned for the video.
Anachronic.
So a few weeks ago, I posted a video where, because I'm moving and I'm looking into box and stuff like that, I found a whole bunch of these mailers that I put in a box, I guess a few years ago, and stashed away. And we opened them up and we saw that there was Swamp Thing, Commandy, the Demon, pretty much those in there. I had most of the Commandies, but there were a lot of Demon that I didn't have, and Swamp Thing I didn't have at all. So I looked through the Demon comic books, here they are, out of the mailers, and the Swamp Thing comic books, and I was looking for one that I might be able to work on. And the reason for that is I mentioned that I had I had gotten a Shadow #1 in a mailer that was in really good shape. It had a bend. The edges had not been really in any ways damaged by sticking out of the mailer. And I liked it so much when I got done with it that I sent it in and I got a 9.2. And here it is. Let me get the glare out for you. All right. 9.2, Shadow #1, first DC issue. First DC appearance of the Shadow, Shrevey, Margot Lane, and Harry Vincent. Denny O'Neil story, and a Kaluta cover. Right? 9.2. Right? This is from 1973, I believe. So not bad. So I was asked by some people when I showed this video, could you please pick one of these others out and show us how you went about doing it? So I guess I'm going to push out my inner Jerry the Jitterbug and nowhere near Jerry's abilities, but I'll show you what I go through when I try to get some of these bends and or creases out and put those comic books in the best possible condition. I've decided to do Demon #3. The reason I decided on Demon #3, not because it's perfect and I probably wouldn't send this one in, but and it's got some issues other than the bend. But if you take a look at it, all right, you see the top has some issues, but if you look at the bend, it's not really a crease. It's a bend. It's pretty good. And it's been in there for like, I don't know how many years. When did this one come out? 1972. It's even older than the Shadow. All right. It's got a little bit of a double bend over here in the back. So, but it's the best one. I think it's in the best condition of any of them. If you run your finger down this is the way you do it to see if you feel any damage from the crease. And I feel a little bit around here, but it's not bad. It's pretty smooth, you know? So if it wasn't for the top and some of the bottom issues, I might have actually, you can see the back, there's some tanning there. I probably might have fixed this in. Even up here in the front, you see there's some color loss along the edges because these parts normally would stick out of the mailer. So I'm gonna go downstairs to my workplace and we'll get it started. It's not an overnight or even a one-day process. It takes a little bit of time to get this done the right way. So let's go downstairs and check it out. All right, so this is my work area here. And so we can take a look here now at the Demon, right? As I mentioned, one way to see how much damage there might be besides the visual stuff that you can see here with respect to this crease is simply by running your finger over it. Sometimes you really can't see the damage. You can see a little bit here, but there really is no crease. So I call this a bend that's there. As I mentioned, the back seems to have like a double bend of some kind, you know. And, you know, I'm not going to do anything with the inside. I'm not even going to clean this right now. And you can see you could use some kind of a cleaning, maybe even a hydrogen peroxide bath if that's your thing. Great Jack Kirby artwork in here. to go along. All right. The staples are pretty good in this one. So this one is in pretty good shape. From 1972. Okay, so what do? All right, the first thing I do is I get some magazine boards. All right, we've got a few here. Right, and I put a magazine board in the center. See the staples coming out a little bit. We can push that in. All right, and that's because I'm going to be pressing this. My first step is to press this as a dry press. And I leave it in there for at least a week. Then I take a look at it, and sometimes I'll leave it in there for a month. I'm not going to run this video for a month, but I'll show you as I go along what I'm looking for. You can see another piece of damage there. Sometimes as you go over these things, you get to see a little bit more of it. So anyway, so that's one. The other one I put on the bottom, make sure the shiny side is there. All right, and we center it on that. And the other one we put on top. Now, you got to keep things around. So when my wife redid the kitchen, there was a piece of marble that was left over, and it weighs a lot. So I brought it downstairs. So hold on, let me get the marble. Okay, here it is. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. It's got a nice shiny side. This was the top, and a not so shiny side here. So I'm going to use the shiny side. Let's make sure we got this straightened out as well as we can. All right. And we are going to just lay this on top. Nice and easy. So we make sure that we're not bending it any more than it was bent. All right, good. Now you can see here that it's pretty flat now. It's flattened out. But I don't only do that. I have some old weights from when I was a kid. Sand, made out of sand, you know, with rubber around them. I got about 20 pounds worth, I believe. Each one of these is 5 pounds. So we're going to add that. There's 5. Right, 10. And they kind of click into place. 15. And click. And 20. Let's get this one on there. All right. I know it's not like Big Berta, Jerry, but it's mine. All right. So right now, we've got this here. It's flattened it out completely. All right. If I can, I'll take the camera down and you can take a look at it. All right. And this is going to stay this way. Let's see. Today is Thursday. Well, it's going to stay this way for at least a week. So next Thursday or Friday, I'm going to take this apart, take a look at it, see what it looks like. And if we need to do it a little bit more, that's fine. All right, so here's a close-up. And you can see, if you look underneath, it's hard to see, maybe you can see it better here. Yep. Let me move back a little bit. Now you can see it. See how flat it is? You can see the different layers with the comic book in the middle. All right, the whole idea here is to get it as flat as you can before going to the next step. So I just found out that I thought I was videotaping using my humidity tank on the comic book, which you see in front of you, but it wasn't recording. So I was using somebody else's phone. It wasn't mine. So I just want to reiterate that when I took it out from underneath the weight, so I'd say it was probably around 50 pounds on that, it didn't flatten it, but it made it much more manageable. It didn't have that big bend that you saw beforehand. So, and I opened it up, set it up as I would normally set up my humidity tank, and kept it in there for 24 hours, took it out, and brought it over to the press. So let's take a look. Sorry guys, my battery died. So here we've got it, and it's at 160, you can say, right? Okay, let's just double check this to make sure we're all set with this. Looks good. All right, So that's perfect. I wanted it between 155 and 165. So we got it at 160. We are going to now give it a little bit, not too hard. We want to make sure that it's not too tight. Let me loosen it a little bit here. Okay, and perfect, perfect. Wanted to be for 15 minutes, so we've got it moving for 15 minutes on my iPhone. And once that's done, we're going to turn it off. Right, yeah, we got it 60. Okay, and we'll leave it in there for a few hours after that, and we'll pull it out. And if it worked as well as it worked for that shadow, we should be in pretty good shape. Okay, now is the moment of truth. Let's see what we got. Let's open it up. Move it out of the, whoops. And as we open it up, we have to make sure that we are careful with respect to the book underneath. Oops, come on, there you go. Got it. All right, so we will remove the top, and now you got to be careful here. So we'll take this out. You see the book underneath? And we'll take this out, and look at that. Look at that. Look at how beautiful it is. No bend anymore. Take a look at the shine, right? You know, of course, it has some dirt up here and some issues up here, so it's definitely would not be in the 9 category like that shadow. But take a look at the back. That bend and everything is completely gone. Completely gone. All right, let's take the rest of it apart here. So remember, underneath here, we've got about 3 pieces of copy paper. All right. In the center, we had a magazine backboard to protect against the staples, and in the back, before the cover, we got 3 more pieces, 3 more pieces of copy paper. And there's the silicone and the other backing board. So again, so there you have it. That's the process I used to get rid of the bend. Now, if you've got a crease, it's not going to happen. I mean, you get rid of it, but you'll have probably some color break around the middle there. But this, along with some others, had no crease, had what I call a bend. Now, I would say that I would probably go through and put this under the press one more time, turning it around just to get it as completely flat as possible, because I can see that there is little tiny bits of bend in some areas, but I think you get the idea. So for those of you who asked me to show you the process I used to get the bend or crease out, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.